So motherfuckers, today I'm going to show us a trick against this line with black. And we reached that in the English symmetrical with the line with double falsetto and e4, which to employ for the players is so typical this line. Now I'm going to show us it's not only a trick, it's the best line for black, but who includes many tricks of course. It's not a normal line of just develop the pieces, it's a so aggressive line, but it's not just to make a trick for bad players. This line works in top levels. So I'm going to show us a game that I played yesterday in this line to show us how the hidden ideas of this line. C4, C5, knight C3, knight C6. Here, okay, my opponent goes with E4, but it's more common to reach this position with this order. But okay, E4, and we transpose that, and bishop D4. Okay, here, of course, black have many ways of development, but we're going to see the best and the sharpest with H6. In this symmetrical English, one plan so typical is just break on b5, or with a6 used to be rook b8 and then b5. That's one of the typical plans of the English symmetrical. Okay, now we are threatening b5. If white tries to stop with a4, the main move was 92. But I'm going to stop a little bit with a4. Yes, here we can develop with d6, d3, rook b8. Now, of course, we are not going to break on b5, but we are leaving the long diagonal for the bishop, so it was always useful. Knight g2, bishop g4, f3, provoking f3 now goes to bishop d7. The idea of provoking f3 is now this bishop is closer and the dark squares are more open. So short castle and e6, and black is fine here. White have two holes in the side. So knight g2 is the move that you are going to most face, and now we are going to sacrifice a pawn. b5. Very good move. That's the first trick of the line. Just give this pawn. If white tries to defend the pawn, now it's clear that the black strategy was a success because we managed to play a6, b5, rook b8, taking space in the queen side, and black is slightly better here. In one moment, white should take here, and yes, we have more space in the queen side. So the goal was overreached. Now black is fine here. That's the position that we want with black. So the only thing who can annoy us is just what happens if white takes the pawn. Pawn takes, a takes, knight b5, and bishop a6. Okay, now we are attacking the knight. He cannot defend with a4 because we can just take and the rook is hanging. So he just play or goes with the knight with his knight on to c3 to defend the knight, or go with the other. In the game I face knight take b3, but let's show us the knight e3. Here we have to play bishop c3, knight takes, and now knight b4, must play move, bishop f1, and now bishop d3, good move. Bishop takes, knight takes, king f1, and now queen c8. Okay, let's stop a little bit in the position because now the first play, yes, the first play was over, so there are no more forced moves. So now we should examine the position. We have a pawn up, but what have black in counter to that? Okay, black have this rook in open fire, who always is useful, but this is not the main goal of black. Sorry, I should start the computer maybe. Yes, one second. I should stop here. Stop. Okay, I'm back. You didn't see me, but I'm back. 1 second, I should please put the video, deactivate, activate. Okay, here, you see me again. So make a stop to take the charger. Okay, let's still analyzing the game. Ah, yes, I'm talking about these positions. Why black is slightly better here? The evaluation of the machine was that black is slightly better. So why? First, the white have a pawn up, but let's see what are the white advantages. Okay, the A rook was a good play, but one of the main black goals was the white king, sorry, who is a little bit, yes, a little bit unsafe because all the light squares are open and white have no light square bishop. So one of the main reason of black good position here is that white have no light square bishop and have all the light squares open. Now this c1 bishop is also bad, and the d3 knight is also good. That's one of the main difference that is and the great knight on d3. For that reason, I place the c4 like a follow next move because the knight should be defended on d3. You never want to go out with the knight. So for example, if white tries to attack, we just should play c4, just defending the knight and maintaining the knight on d3. And the black plan here, apart to try to break the position, was f5 and knight f6. The principal idea is just open all the light squares, try to attack in light square, and use the fact that the bishop is on c1. So that's one of the main position of the line. So it's better that you play some games in this position and to try to understand better how black can play. But that's the main plan. Just play c4, hold the knight on d3, and then play f5, knight f6 to open the position. But now let's see if white plays the other knight. If he just defend the goes back with the knight. Now logical move, knight b4, going to d3 and to c2. Short castle, and now bishop e3. This move have clear intention. Just play bishop c2 and knight e3 trapping the queen. And there are many players who just blunder the queen. Let's see, there are 3 games in the database with a3, 2 games with queen b3, and 1 game with e5. All the moves lost the game. So here, white only move to steal in the game was knight f4. But of course, knight f4 is giving up the rook, so just black is better here. Bishop takes, queen takes knight f6, or bishop takes just h5, a3, knight c6, knight e6, or knight f6. Here, black with all the normal moves like develop the knights, play 6, play 5. Black is better. It's not a huge advantage, but black is better in this position thanks to the exchange up. So that's a good trick because in all the lines, black is better. It's not a trick that if your opponent made the best move, you are going to be bad. No, it's a good trick because after e4, let's see how many games are in this position. There are thousands of games, like 7,000 of games with this position, or 8,000. So this is two employee move, a4. So a6, just see if white plays a4, he have two huge holes in his position. If knight e2, just sacrifice the pawn. If he doesn't take the pawn, we take more space. And if he takes the pawn now, if he goes back with this knight, we have knight b4 and bishop d3 taking the rook. And if he defends here, we can just take and knight b4. And we still with the pawn sacrifice, but black have a huge counterplay in this position. Okay, and I'm going to show us a little bit fast my game. In my game, my opponent go here, knight b4, short castle, bishop d3. And here, instead of playing knight f4, which is the only move, just giving the exchange, he misses my real threat, and he plays a3. And now I just have bishop c2, and if queen e1, knight d3. He takes the knight, but here I'm completely winning. I just still taking pawns, and I won again. So easy, of course, but all was thanks to the a6 b5 in the opening. So I hope that you learn how to face this line with fianchetto and e4. It's not just a trick of made against bad players and win easy games. It's a master game, a master move. Is the best move of the position, and you're going to win many games with this move. So let's see in the following videos. Bye bye.